Welcome to the Life of Hair. My name's James Atkinson, and in this episode we are going to talk about one of my favourite topics, scissors. This is the Mizutani DB19, a absolutely top of the line scissor with some interesting quirks. So it's got this 3D handle design. It's really interesting. It's really ergonomic feeling in the hand. There's like a little notch missing there. So when you put your hand in the scissors, it feels really movable. And it's got this fixed finger rest, or shank as some people call it, to put your pinky in there to give you that great stability. An all-round fantastic design. There's one thing though really that gets my goat a little bit. I've got long fingers that are quite slim. Great for playing the piano, not that I do. And it's got quite a large area just here. It's quite fat and quite flat actually. So it's not rounded at all. And when I'm scissor over combing, that digs into this area on my hand and can cause me a little ridge. You can actually probably see, I've been using them today. They've cut a little ridge in my finger, which can become quite sore. So that's the only downside for me personally. It's only a personal thing. Apart from that, a great all-round scissor. Now, balance-wise, the handle is quite long. It's quite a long handle. And a relatively short blade for a 5.8-inch scissor. These are 5.8. They've got the shorter blade on. I like a short blade. I've always used shorter scissors. That's my preference. But one thing I will say is they did take a little bit of getting used to, because they were sort of unbalanced slightly, I felt, in the beginning, until I got used to them. Because they had this shorter blade and longer handle, you feel like you have to sort of use your whole hand to engulf the handle to get the optimum control. Otherwise the blade can feel a bit like it's got away from you. A super sharp scissor. From the factory, they came to me, they were super sharp, great. They did lose their edge quite quickly though. That was the only downside to them. I sent them off to a great friend of mine. He sharpened them. They came back sharper than they ever were when I very first got them, which was great because these scissors are so sharp now, they frighten me a little bit. Price is £550 minus VAT. So these are a big investment. Now what I would say about these is, if this was the only pair of scissors you were going to buy for £550, I couldn't recommend them, because they're quite specific scissors. They've got a very specific feel, a specific weight. They are extremely offset, so that's really good for your wrist. For the position of your wrist, that is really vital. They have a resin bearing operation system within this area here. So there's this kind of resin bearing. It's really smooth operation. This gives you really good consistent cutting, and the total design of that area in the scissor is quite wide. It's not everyone's cup of tea, I'd imagine, such a wide area where the bearing housing is. But I will say it really enhances how smooth these are to cut with. They're a great all-round scissor. They slice hair well, they cut wet hair well, they cut dry hair amazingly. And one of the reasons for that is that they have this hump on the blade. They have very wide blades, which gives the scissors lots of cutting power. We are talking about taking off hair like it's a hot knife through butter. Not the most sharp pointy scissors you've ever seen in your life. So precision work, you'll need another set of scissors in your bag to refine those outlines. That detail work is really important to have another set of scissors. Maybe a bit like the Joels that I mentioned in my previous video, which I'll link here or there. Where do you spend your money? Well, good scissors are vital in my opinion. It's so important that you invest in your hands. I said it before, I'll say it 1,000 times. Your hands are the tools of your trade. Get good scissors, don't get RSI. Simple as that. Mizutani have got a great heritage in Japanese scissors, or they make some of the finest scissors on the market today. So that has been my review of the DB19. It's a fantastic scissor if you've got £550, including VAT, to spend on a second pair of scissors. Now a lot of you are going to be saying to yourself, wow, James, it's just too much money. But they are a great scissor if you do a lot of dry hair work, if you cut quite large sections, and you know, if you've got the money to spend on a really high quality, high powered cutting scissor with a really strong blade. I'm James Atkinson, this is The Life of Hair. This has been the DB19 from Mizutani. If you found this episode interesting, please hit that subscribe button down below. Give me a thumbs up. You have a great week now, and I shall see you again next time.